Okay, so I want to talk to you about to you guys about my strategy, the current strategy that I use every single day. If you've been like in the past classes, we've already covered a lot. We already covered brokers. We already covered the market structure, trend lines, and we also covered a little bit about when to look into news to see how the news might affect the market. But in this class, I'm gonna talk about my trading strategy, like in general, like what do I use whenever I jump in the market, and what do I actually look for in order to take an entry. Okay, so basically, if you guys can like, if you guys can write this down, or I'm gonna give it to you guys on the Telegram group chat as well. But if you guys get a chance, just after this class, or maybe some day within the week, rewatch this video because this is basically what's gonna make you get better at trading, because this is basically what I personally use every single day. So okay, so I'm just gonna go right ahead and I'm just gonna copy this and I'm gonna put it on a trading view because I don't think I can just be coming in to the notes tab and then just going right back at it. So paste it right here. I'm gonna take this away. And if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat. I'll try to answer every single one of you guys. And yeah, this is also for you guys. If you guys have any questions, this is your time to ask those questions. I'll try my best to answer you guys and help you guys in general in everything that you guys might be struggling with in terms of trading, right? So is everybody in still with me? Put a one in the chat just so I know I can like uh go forward with this. Just everybody please put a one in the chat just so I can start the class. Okay, so I'm gonna go right ahead and I'm gonna tell you guys my strategy. Okay, so as you guys know, basically we already covered the basics, right? So in case that you guys don't know, whenever I look for trades, I always try to enter in the market at around 8:30 a.m., which is when market opens. And why do I do that? The reason why I always trade 8:30 a.m. is because if you guys notice, that's when we have the more volume in the market. The more volume, what I mean by that is that the candles are basically moving faster. Because I don't know if you guys notice, if you guys have been on TradingView, and whenever we are trading, like let's say afternoon or at 2, 3 p.m. or Asian session, like around 9 p.m., around this time is kind of slow. As you guys can see, the market right now is kind of slow. It's not really moving at all. But we have the more movement on 8:30 a.m. because that's when the New York Stock Exchange opened. And if you guys have realized, we are trading US 30. US 30 are basically the 30 blue chip companies that have the more assets in the United States economy. So basically, when the market opens, a lot of buyers and sellers are buying and are placing their buys and their sells right when the market opens. That's why we have the most volume when we are trading at 8:30 a.m. That's one of the confirmations that I always look forward to. I don't trade around 10 a.m. I don't trade around 12 p.m. I don't trade around 6 p.m. I only trade at 8:30 a.m. And whenever a setup comes up or presents itself, I don't I then I go right ahead and I take my trade. But if a setup doesn't present, then I'm not gonna trade because I'm not following my plan. This is my trading plan that I have to follow every single day for me to become profitable. Because if I break my plan, I'm breaking my rules. And if I'm breaking my rules, I'm not being consistent, because in that case, you are not just trading, you are just gambling away your money in the market. I want you guys to be consistent, have a plan, have a strategy, and respect that for at least 2 months consistently, so you guys can see the results. So the first confirmation that I always look forward is trade at 8:30 a.m. when the market opens. And I already told you guys why. And the second thing that I always look forward to is look for market structure. And whenever you are looking for market structure, always look for it on the daily time frame or the 1 hour time frame. I'm gonna write it down right here. And for those that don't know, time frame, what I mean by time frame is this: every single candle is being formed within a certain specific amount of time, because if it has gathered certain data by the investors, right? So if you guys click right here, this is 15 minutes. Every candle that has been formed it has been formed within the last 15 minutes. This is the data that the market collected the past 15 minutes. This candle is the data that the market has collected the past 15 minutes before those, and so far and so on. I hope you guys are with me to this point. 15 minutes time frame. This is basically the time frame correlation of every candle being formed in the market. So if we go to the 1 hour candle, to the 1 hour time frame, every candle that has been formed is shown that it has formed within the correlation of 1 hour, every single candle. So every single candle has been formed within 1 hour. So this candle is 1 hour, this candle is 1 hour, this candle is 1 hour, and I hope you guys get the memo. Okay, so for the second confirmation that I always look forward in trading is I always look for market structure. And market structure is basically the market telling me if we are bullish or we are bearish. Okay, so back at it again, this is bullish and this is bearish. Okay, so why is this important? Because you guys always want to be trading with the trend. If you guys are going to take buys, do it on a bullish market structure. Don't take sales on a bullish market structure, because your chances or probabilities of you getting liquidated by the market are higher. So you will minimize your risk if you trade with the trend. I hope you guys understand that. I hope you guys are with me. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little example of what I mean by this. Okay, this is kind of too much. I'm gonna go ahead and use another. This one. I'm gonna use this one right here. Okay, this is a little bit cleaner. So basically, market structure, I always look forward for it in the 1 day and 1 hour time frame. Why? Because when you zoom out of the market and you tend to see what the market is actually doing, from farther away, you can actually see the movement of the market. You can actually see that the market is moving some type of direction. So in this case, if you guys have been following, we have been in a bearish market structure, because we are moving to the downside. Because why? We form a high, but we didn't break with a new higher high. We shift the structure to a lower high, to a lower low, and then we went and created a new lower high. And then we went away and created another lower low, and so far and so on. Okay, so this morning, we created a new lower high. So what would be the next case scenario? If the market is moving like this, we would expect a new lower low to be formed tomorrow. Okay, so I hope you guys are with me. This is why I always look for market structure. So I'm guessing tomorrow we are gonna have sales. Okay, so tomorrow, if we are in a bearish market structure, remember, bearish market structure means means sales. We have a higher probability of hitting for sales. Yes, we could hit on buys, but it has to meet our certain criteria for us to go ahead and take those buys. But we want to be, if we want to be more accurate in respect our trading plan, we want to take sales on a bearish market structure because we are going to the downside. So yeah, I hope you guys are with me. If you guys are with me, just put a one in the chat just so I can move forward with this. And if you guys have any questions, ask me right now. Everybody, please put a one in the chat. Or if you have a question, just ask me the question in the chat. Kevin, you still there, bro, or not? Okay. Do the funds settle instantly after the trade? What do you mean? After you take a profit? Yeah, bro, you can, if you are trading in a live account, they settle right away. Like lately, I've been trading on this live account. Well, I'm just gonna go a little bit out of topic just to answer this question, but I'm just gonna show you. Today we hit a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, and if you know, I've been trading. I deposited $500 into an account, and I've been growing it up. So I started with 500, as I've been telling my everybody. I started off with 500, and now today I took a win of $200. I'm gonna show you that right now. $200, and that went automatically into my trading account. So that's, yes, once you profit from a trade, they go automatically to your to your funds. Somebody's in here. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? How you doing? Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue the class. So does anybody have any question so far? Just put it in the chat. And if I can continue with the class, just put a one. And like I said, if you guys have any question, just put the question right there. So okay. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going with the class. So okay. So yeah, after we look for market structure, that's when we are deciding if we're gonna take buys or sells. As you guys can see, lately we have been on a bearish market structure. So yes, we've been forming lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. So yes, after we identify market structure on the daily time frame or the 1 hour time frame, now I'm gonna go and identify possible trend lines in the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down here. I do this in the 15-minute time frame. And as you guys can see, we are in the daily time frame right now to identify market structure. Now, to identify the possible trend line, I'm gonna do that on the 15-minute time frame. I'm gonna erase all this. So I'm gonna go click here where it says 1H 1 hour, and I'm gonna switch it to 15 minutes. 15-minute time frame. Why? Because this is kind of you are digging in to the time frames in the time frame correlation, and you are getting closer to your bias, to your prediction of the market for the day. So now I'm going to identify a trend line. And if you guys watch the course, you guys already know what a trend line is. So we have bullish and bearish trend lines. So in this case, as we saw on the daily time frame, we are still bearish on the 15-minute time frame. So we have been going bearish on the daily time frame, and now in the 1 hour time frame as well. And now we are in the 15-minute time frame, and we are still bearish. So what does that mean for me? It means that I am going for more sales than I'm going for buys in the market, because we are moving downside. We are moving to the bearish side. So once again, I'm gonna identify my possible points in the trend line and see if it respects. Because remember, the bottom line in the trend line means the support, and the resistance is the top, the line at the top. Okay, so we have been respecting very clearly this price action, because we form a high, and then I'm gonna put it right here. We form a high. We didn't break the structure. We didn't create a new higher high. So what happened? The market created a new lower low. And after the lower low was created, we created a new lower high, because this high is lower than this high. And then we're going to create a lower low lower than this one. So that's why it's called a lower low. If you guys watch the course, you guys should know exactly what a lower high and a lower low is. So now in the 15-minute time frames, we are still forming this beautiful bearish trend line. We are still to the downside. So I'm still looking for sales tomorrow, because we seems to be respecting the trend line unless price breaks above. But it looks like it is respecting the resistance, and we are going to come back to this side, create a new lower low right around here. Okay, so I'm expecting sales tomorrow. So that's another confirmation I use for my entries. Always identify possible trend lines within the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so does anybody have any questions in this confirmation? If you do, please put it in the chat, or if you guys get it, if you guys are good to move forward with the next confirmation, just put a 1 in the chat, just so I know everybody's on the same page. No questions. If I can move forward, just put a 1 in the chat, just so I can move forward to the next confirmation and keep on going with the class. Hello, everybody still with me? Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going, okay? All right. So now that we identify market structure, we identify possible trend lines. Now we are going to identify support and resistance, and same within the 15-minute time frame. It says right here, this is one of the confirmations that I have for my entries. And I know you got a little bit late, Rafa, but you can watch the beginning of the coaching call. This is going to be recorded, and it's going to be on the Discord, but I'm still going to give you these confirmations. This is basically my trading strategy, and you didn't really miss a lot. I just told everybody that I trade right when the market opens at 8:30 a.m. and I look for market structure, which is basically what I just talked about. And I have it right here, and I also have it in Spanish. If some of you guys speak Spanish as well, because I do, I also have it in Spanish as well. So I have it in Spanish and in English, and I'm gonna give you guys this on the Telegram group chat, just for you guys to go check it out. So now, identify support and resistance formed within the previous session or the last 12 hours. Why the last 12 hours? Because that's the data that has shown us within the last day. So we want to see if we are breaking above or below certain support and resistance. So what do I mean by that? If we were to trade tomorrow in the morning, I would take this in consideration. I will go to the 15-minute time frame. right here, and I would look for my support and resistance zones. Support basically means the floor of the house, and resistance means the top of the house. So I'm gonna go ahead. I see support right here. And why is this support? Because we have a lot of touches and price respects it. As you guys can see, price respected here with us with a couple of touches, a lot of candles touch the support, and then it went right back up. And my resistance would be the same thing, where I see the most touches of resistance. So this would be resistance in this key scenario. Okay, this is within the last 12 hours of data that the market has shown us. And that's basically more than we need, because we are not trading, we are not swing trading for the whole week. We just want to do it for the last 12 hours of data that the market shown us. So basically, after we identify support and resistance, this is support because we have a lot of touches here, here, and the same as here. We have 1, 2, and 3 touches. So now, where would I look for an entry? As you guys can see, price is we have already confirmation that the price is moving to the downside because we have bearish market structure and we have a bearish trend line. So in this case, I would look for buys right around here. I would create another support in the, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and put this a little bit down here. Now that I identify support and resistance on the 15 minutes time frame, I'm gonna check it. Now, my confirmations, I always get them on the 5-minute time frame. I forgot to write that down. The entries goes on 5-minute time frame. Okay, so after we have identified the support and resistance, we are gonna go to time frames. We are gonna change it to 5-minute now, because now we have more accuracy of what the market is doing from we having basically a closer look to the market. Because now, as you guys can see, this is how the price has been moving lately. So in this case, I would do the same thing. I would look for my support and resistance. This is my resistance right here. And this is the resistance of the trend line. And this would be support. Okay, this would be support. So where would I took my entry? Okay, in this case, we have already the confirmations that the market is moving downside. We have bearish market structure, we have a bearish forming trend line, and price has been moving down. So I would look for my sell scenario right after breaking below the support zone right here up to the next one, which is in the 15-minute time frames. It would be this one, or the resist or forming it right around here where we have this previous low. That's where I would target my trade. But this would take a lot because it's a lot of points, there's a lot of movement. This might not happen in a single day, but we are always going to look for the trades that present to ourselves in the same day in the market. So in this case scenario, if we are in the 5-minute time frame, I would place my short position, my sell scenario, my trade up to the next support key level, which is this one right here. And I would only take it, and I would only take this if we break support with a bullish, with a bearish engulfing candle, or if price is moving to the downside, we go up to retest and then we continue to the downside. So that's two confirmations, with a bearish engulfing candle or with the price breaking support, coming back to retest, and then continue its way to the next key zone, which is the support right here. This would be my key scenario. And like always, you can never predict the market. You can only react to it. So what would happen if the price decides to go up? That means that we are not going to trade because that we also can have a second bias, a second guess, you can call it. So in case the price would go up to the next resistance and it would break above, I would take my long position. I would take my buy right around here. After we break above resistance, come back and retest, and a bullish engulfing candle opens up, and then I will target my previous highs or my previous resistance zone, which is this one in the 15 minutes. Now, you guys understand why I always mark the resistance on the 15-minute time frame, and then I also do it one more time on the 5-minute time frame, because that's where my targets are. That's how I know where the price might stop going to or where it might hit and reverse. So I would target my previous highs or the resistance and support form on the 15 minutes. And once I go to the 5 minutes and then I look for my entry and I look for my support and resistance, I will target the next support and resistance form on the 15-minute time frame. So in this case scenario, if price would go to the if the price were to just shoot up, I would expect the price to do this: break above resistance, come back down, retest this resistance right here, retest, and then go up to the next resistance right here. And I would only take the entry after I see a bullish engulfing candle, or the same for the downside, a bearish engulfing candle. Is anybody with me? Does anybody understand this so far? Please put it in the chat just so I know that you guys get this, because this is very important. This is basically my golden strategy. This is what I do every single day. When you guys go in the market, when you guys see me live trade, I know Daisy, you are in the live trading sessions every single day. I know you guys have seen that I always have 2-second guesses. I want you guys to understand why I do that. And basically, this is all of my strategy. This is how I do it. So I'm just gonna come back and repeat it. I'm gonna come back and repeat it one more time. I always trade at 8:30 a.m. when the market opens. Why? Because we are trading US 30. Again, US 30 are the 30 blue chip companies that compound the United States economy. So if we are trading the 30 companies of the US that compounds the United States economy, we are gonna trade on New York session. And when the New York Stock Exchange opens at 8:30 a.m., that's when we jump in the trade, because we have a lot of investors placing buys and placing sells, and when we have the most volume. So we always trade at 8:30 a.m. If we are late, then we won't trade at all, because we won't have as much volume and we won't have as much certainty of the market. So that's the first confirmation. The second confirmation is always look for market structure. And where do you look for market structure? In the daily and the 1 hour time frame. Okay. The third thing is identify possible trend lines. And the trend lines, you look for them on the 15-minute time frames. Okay. And the same as the support and resistance, which is basically what we did right here. These are the trend lines formed in the 15-minute time frame, and these are the support and resistance for on the 15-minute time frame. And then I go to the 5-minute time frame, which is the time frame I'm currently at right now. I look for my support and resistance, and then I target my previous high or my previous resistance or my previous low or previous support to as a target for the trade that I will be taking. Okay. And yep, that's about it. And I always target a 1-to-1, 1-to-2, or 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you guys a little bit what I mean by 1-1 risk to reward ratio, 1-2 risk to reward ratio, or 1-3 risk to reward ratio. Okay, basically it means this: when you guys are using this tool, for example, like right here, as you guys can see, we always target 50 points as a stop loss, because we are willing to risk to lose 50 points in order to gain 50 points. So if we risk 50 points and the trade goes our way and we hit 50 points, that means that we were risking, let's say, for example, let's just put it in amount of dollars so you guys can understand. Let's say we are risking $50 to make 50 bucks. And if the trade goes our way, that means that we hit a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Why a 1-to-1? Because we were basically risking one to win one. Okay. So in a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio, like this one, 1-to-2 would be risking 50 to gain 100, basically risking one to gain two. That's why it's called a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. And a 1-to-2 would be right here. That's why when I always put in the chat the take profit one, take profit two, and take profit three, I'm basically I basically mean the risk to reward ratio. 101 is take profit one. 1-to-2 is a take profit two, and 1-to-3 or take profit three is basically take profit three. Okay, so in this case, 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio would be, again, if I'm risking 50 points, and then a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio would be 3 times that. Basically, if I'm risking one, I'm willing to get three. So if I'm risking 50, I'm willing to get 150. So if to put it in dollar amount, basically, let's say that you are risking $100 on your account to make $300. You get me? And if the trade plays, you get $300. And if the play doesn't play out, you just lose 50 bucks. That's it. That's why we always want to aim for 1-to-1, 1-to-2, or 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, because now we know that we are on profit. Is anybody with me? Does anybody understand what I just said? Please, please, please put it in the chat just so I know that you guys are with me. And if you guys have a question, this is the time for you guys to ask it. Just put it in the chat. Yeah, all right, for sure. You right now, you get it, bro? All right, for sure. All right. So basically, yep, this is my trading strategy. If you guys want to go ahead and back test this, you can. I'm like I said, I always give you guys the recordings on the Discord. And if you guys don't actually go to the Discord, you can just go like right here. The link is in the Telegram group chat. I'm gonna go right now just for the sake of this video. And I'm gonna show you guys where I keep the recordings, the live trading recordings, and the coaching, the classes recordings. So let it just download. Okay, we should be good. Okay, so this is the Discord. Okay, this is Day Trading Academy. This is the link that I gave you guys on the group chat, on the Telegram group chat. And when you start here, basically, this is what I have here where it says live trading session. This is where I have all of the live trading sessions that we go at 8:30 a.m. And you guys can see when we take a loss or when we take a win. And it's all documented in here. Like for example, today is the 10th. It's February 10th. So this is from today at 8:49 a.m. So if you guys want to look at today's live trading session, this is it. And this is the day from Thursday, because we don't trade Fridays, remember. Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, etc., etc., etc. So all of the live trading sessions are recorded here, and the mentorship calls are recorded here. This is all the mentorship calls that we have so far. We have 4 so far. So now after I finish this one up, I'm gonna put it right here, and you can just click right here, mentorship calls, and that's where you can go back and watch the classes again. If you guys want to have more knowledge or go a little bit over the class, that's where you would do it. Okay, so yeah, so if you guys want to backtest this strategy, I'm pretty sure this strategy works very, very, very well. I'm just gonna give you guys another example just for the sake of this class. Since we are already here, so again, I'm just gonna delete everything. Boom, delete, there you go. So now I'm just gonna go far away in the market. You guys can see, just so you guys see that this strategy works. Like right here, I'm gonna stay right here. Okay, so what's the first thing that we have to look forward to? I'm gonna write it down right here. I should have it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, what's the first thing that you guys should look forward to? Always trade on the market open at 8:30 a.m. I got this a little. Yeah, he's gonna go farther down, like right around here. Yeah, I'm gonna stay right around here. Okay, just so you guys see that it's it's neutral. Okay, so as you guys can see, the first thing we have to do is trade at 8:30 a.m. Okay. The second thing, we have to look for market structure. Market structure to me in this case looks very bullish. It looks bullish because we are going to the upside. Okay. So now I have my first confirmation. We are going bullish. We are going to the upside. So now in this case, what's the second thing I would do? I would identify possible trend lines. Let me just turn off this. Okay. Let me just identify possible trend lines. Okay. So now I would do that in the 15-minute time frame. Okay. 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 So I'm not gonna go that far because we're gonna take this away. Okay. Okay. So as you guys can see, we are moving bullish. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to the 15-minute time frame. Now that we know that we are bullish, I'm gonna go to the 15-minute time frame and identify possible trend lines. Okay. So this is where we were at. I'm just gonna go a little farther. Right here, let's say right here. Okay, identify possible trend lines in the market. So we are in the 15-minute time frame and I see this possible trend line. So you guys can see we are moving up. We are moving upwards. Pretty clearly, right? So now that I identify my trend line, just want to put this right here. Now that I already know that my market structure is bullish, my possible trend line on the 15-minute time frame has formed and is bullish as well. I would look forward my support and resistance. So let's do it right here. Let's say that we are trading right around here. I would identify my support and resistance. To me, this is, well, remember to always do it on the past 12 hours because that's going too far away. So this would be my support and this would be my resistance. This would be my resistance. Okay. Now I have identified market structure. We are bullish. Trend line. We are bullish. Support and resistance. We already identified them. Now we are gonna look for our entries on the 5-minute time frame. We are gonna go to the 5-minute time frame. 5 minutes. This is where we're at. And on the 5 minute time frame, I would look for my support and resistance within that certain time frame. So if I see, let's say that the market is about to open like right around this confluence right here, because the market is moving sideways. So I would mark my support and resistance. In this case, I see this as a support, as a resistance, and I see this as support. Oh, no. This is support. This is resistance, right? So now my I have to come up with my two bias. Okay, so we are bullish on market structure. We are trading. We have a bullish trend line. We have support and resistance. Now we are going to identify where could the two possible setups would be at. So if I were to take buys, if I were to take sales, I would take them right around breaking below the support after, and I would have to wait for a retest right around here. This would be my sales scenario, because remember, you can never predict the market, always react to it. So in this case, I would take sales if price would have done this, break below support, come back and retest, open up with a bearish engulfing candle, and target these previous lows. You guys see? Previous lows. So I would target this zone in this sell scenario. In my buy scenario, which is obviously what happened because we are trading to the upside, I would place my buy scenario right after we broke above resistance, and I would target my previous resistance for on the 15 minutes. So this would be my case. This would be my trade. And as you guys can see, we barely had any drawdown because the price just pushed up to the outside. And if we would have break above, this is what I talk about when bullish engulfing candles. Like, look at this candle. Just look at this candle. We broke above resistance with a super huge bullish engulfing candle. Like, look at the size of this candle and look at the previous sizes of the red candles. So that basically means that the buyers are taking over the sellers because we have more power. The buyers have more powers. So that is a good confirmation of just taking the trade. Because when we have a bullish engulfing candle or a bearish engulfing candle, we don't necessarily have to wait for a retest because price is already moving. And if the price moves with such a strength as this bullish engulfing candle, because it's basically taking away all of the sellers, that is a green confirmation for us to take the trade. In this case, we don't have to wait for a retest. But if you were to wait for a retest, this would have been the case. We broke above, as you guys can see, we broke up to this point and then came all the way back down to the previous resistance. And it always works, guys. We always retest. Retest, and then boom, continuation to the upside. You see? And this is basically what the market did in this case. Broke above resistance, came back and retest, and boom. So me personally, I would have took the trade after the bullish engulfing candle because I already see that the buyers have more power than the sellers. But if you want to be more strict on your plan, you would have waited. You would have waited for a retest. Okay. So I hope everybody understand this concept. I hope everybody's with me. And if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat. This is the time to ask the questions that you guys have. Anything. And if you are okay with this, just uh just put a one in the chat just so I know that you get this. Rafa, you get it? Rhino, you get it, bro? Oh, okay, sure. Rafa, you get it, bro? Okay. All right, for sure. So yeah, this is basically my strategy, guys. If you guys want to take the time, if you guys want to take this actually serious, just go watch and retest this. You can just go on TradingView and look for specific setups, just like I did. Look for random setups and look for those confirmations, and they always play out. They always play out. So, yep, just take the time, put in the time to retest this a lot. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the for trading in the real market at 8:30 a.m. Remember, guys, always at 8:30. So does anybody have any question on today's class? Is everybody good? Everybody good? So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this recording. And again, I'm gonna put it in the, oh, how can I stop it?